Live. There we go.
We're live. There we
We're
go.
live.
We are live.
Hello,
We're
everyone.
live. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Go on, Trace. You speak.
Right. Guess who we've got with us today? We've got the one and only Andy Hopkins.
Hello.
Again, fabulous.
You're my second interview. You're my first interview for the second book.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, because now there is, hang on a minute. Now there is 2 books. 2 books. And guess what? I've read them both.
Did you enjoy it?
Guess what?
Yeah.
I ain't started the second one yet. As usual.
We'll let you
I'm
off
always
this
behind.
once.
I'm always behind.
We will let you off.
I know.
Right.
So
let me share it
obviously-
across the group.
I know. Well, first of all, obviously, we did the one already about your first book, which was The Haunting on Park Road, which was absolutely fabulous. And I know you got loads and loads of fantastic feedback on that first book. So everybody was so excited when they knew that you were writing a second one. And yes, so was I.
Yes, I did get a lot of people saying, "When's the second one? Are you doing more? Are you doing more?" Like, yeah, I will be.
I'm going to have to ask, is there a third?
There's a third and a fourth.
Oh,
Exclusive. Exclusive there. Yes, there are 4 planned. So yeah, there's going to be a couple. I don't intend to stop anytime soon, to be quite fair. I'm enjoying it too much.
No, that's really good actually, because as I say, I'm very much into I love books, absolutely love books. Michelle will tell you, if anybody actually came and broke into my house, they would leave just by looking at my bookcase, because there's serial killers, there's lots of poltergeist stuff, there's numerous books that I've got. So obviously this one fitted in rather well. Well, both of them actually fitted in rather well to my collection.
Excellent. Oh, I love seeing people with a book. I really do. I'm just like, yes. I'm very proud, very happy that people are buying it. You know, people are enjoying it. So very good indeed.
It certainly is. And how much have you? Is it going absolutely mad now? Your second book?
It's going well now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have just come off the back of the first one, and they're like, right, yeah, okay, this is more of the same, and it's more. I think the second one is a little bit shorter. I was given. Well, I've got a little bit of a plan for the book series, so the second one had to be a little bit shorter, but I didn't need as much introduction. I didn't need as much kind of fluff in it. You know, it was a couple of incidences from local areas that are, you know, hard hitting.
Personal to you as well.
Yes.
I've read it, and
Yeah.
they seem quite personal to you. The locations.
Yeah, definitely. The ruins was kind of a big. You know, I went there a couple of months ago in the day, and I was just sort of thinking, I'm glad it's daytime. You know, it's not somewhere I will probably ever go on my own at night again. No. Read the What? Have a read. So the experiences that I experienced were not pleasant at night through the woods. It's not the ruins themselves. The ruins are okay. The woods are incredibly dark.
We are going to be working with the woods a bit more.
Yes.
We've done the fire ducts. But the woods calling us now, and I think we need to face it, because last time we was down Gray's Dew, we got told that there was something waiting for us in the wood.
Yeah.
And it was going to make us jump. So we was a bit on edge walking back, weren't we, Trace?
Well, Hannah was definitely, especially when she saw the frogs. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're everywhere, aren't they?
She's scared of frogs.
It's insane that I don't know how many I trod on, but there are so many frogs there. It is ridiculous. Yeah, I completely get that. But
I think Gray's Dew is one of my favourite places. I think.
Yeah.
You know, I never get bored going there.
No, there is a lot there, and there's a lot of layers of history there. I think, you know, from that kind of the Roman settlement that was there, and the things that I picked up on regarding the streams down there near the ruins, and it's just.
I've got to say, I did like the bit in the. I don't. It's different. I don't want to go into it too much, just in case nobody's read it. It's really hard, isn't it?
Well, we can just say spoiler alert.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a slight spoiler alert. It was the bit where you were in the fields and they were coming towards you and they were disappearing.
Yeah.
I thought I was quite intriguing in that bit, to be fair.
It was weird because the grounds around there, they're quite bumpy and quite hilly, aren't they? You've got random little ditches and stuff. But we went I just thought these people were there, and then all of a sudden they were sort of just fading and going, and it was like, oh, okay, they're not real. Please help. It was a scary moment, definitely. But with the ruins, I can't go back there and not hear kind of what I heard the second time I went there with the investigations. It was, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot more went on there than is known.
Yeah, there is. It definitely is.
Look, Andy's come to say hello, yeah?
Oh, hello, Pug.
This is Bert.
Hello, Bert. Oh, you see, this is the thing. I love pugs, but it always looks like they're kind of staring at. It's like, I'm going to eat you.
Yeah, they've got quite googly eyes.
Yeah,
He's our mascot, isn't he? He's our mascot.
He is.
He's lovely. Hello.
Silly. It's like having a 2-year-old all the time, to be fair.
Oh, jeez.
It can be quite embarrassing when you see something and it really looks like human.
Yeah.
Because there's a few times I've spoken to people and they've not been there, and people are like, well, who are you speaking to? It's like, I've had too much to drink.
Oh, I'm just talking to myself. It's my imaginary friend. He's standing here.
I mean, I have got to ask though, I take it you don't go out on any adventures now on your own without a torch and your coffee, do you? I just want to double check that first.
No, I have about 3 or 4 torches, and if I'm going out anywhere, I've got them with me, along with a pack of batteries. I never want to be caught off guard like I have them. But you don't think about these things sometimes, You just think, oh, it's a summer night and it's going to be light really late, and you don't really think about it, do you? You just sort of go along with the flow, and especially when you're young and adventurous and just want to blow off some steam, you just go for it. And I think in the back of my head, my guys were sort of going, what the hell are you doing? Honestly, But yeah, I always have a torch, and I normally have my flask with me. And some Pringles. Pringles are
We always take a flask. We always take tea or hot chocolate
and cake.
Cake.
Yeah. See, Pringles and Jaffa cakes are my thing, especially on a ghost hunt.
My main one is a werver.
Really?
Oh yes, we have to have wervers on our adventures.
Yeah, that makes it sound dead old. That does.
I'm sorry, I like my wervers.
I like my wervers. Why not?
I fill all the guys' pockets up with wervers before we start out. When you go live and you're talking, you get a bit dry. So it's just easy to pop a werver in and carry on speaking.
Yeah, I think everybody's got their snacks, haven't they? On an investigation, everyone's got their snacks. I love Jaffa cakes and Skittles, especially on a long drive. If you run a long drive,
I would. If I was eating Skittles, I'd be literally bouncing off the walls, to be fair.
But you need to sometimes. I remember driving home from Margam Castle in Port Talbot in Wales, and you get so tired because you sort of 3-hour journey there and back, and you've been on an investigation for 8 hours, and then you're sort of driving along. If you've not got any sugar, I see like dinosaurs on the road, and helter skelter on a roundabout, and proper hallucinations. So I like a bit of sugar to keep me awake.
I don't know about you, but after investigation, I am whacked out.
Absolutely.
Just stranger.
Yeah. You get the first part, don't you, where you're buzzing about it, you're talking about it, you're discussing what you saw, and if there's anybody that sort of stood out to you, like spirit wise, but then after that, you sort of, oh, okay, it's hard work now, especially if you're driving, because then you've got your passengers normally fall asleep after half an hour.
Yeah.
See, I don't. I can't sleep in a car at all. I might
Can
miss
you not?
something. So no, I'm I'm
Really?
female. I might miss something.
Well, yeah, here you go.
Especially when Anna's driving.
Yeah.
When Hannah's driving, I'd rather have a crash helmet on and lots of padding just in
Oh,
case.
jeez. Bring the bubble wrap suits.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, it's. I'm like.
Oh dear.
But yes,
That's
right.
brilliant.
Let's get. I want to get back to this book because I
Go
really
for it.
like this book.
Go for it. Which one was your favourite, by the way? I've got to ask.
What my favourite? What
Out of the two
chapters?
books. Out of the
Out
two books.
Okay, out of the two books, personally, I preferred the first one.
Yep.
But I think that was because the second one I read really quickly.
Yeah.
Although there is parts of the book that obviously I want to talk about, which I loved.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I'd have to say the first one at the minute.
Yeah.
But there's still things in the second one. There's a certain chapter in the second one.
Okay.
That I got quite emotional about, and I think you know which one that is by me saying that.
Yep.
So yeah, that chapter I actually read twice, believe it or not.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
But though, I like the fact that people can relate and people get that kind of emotional connection with it, because it is all kind of honest talk that I've done, and it is from the heart, and I like bringing my humor into it as well. And there's a certain chapter when I meet my spirit guide on the Ouija board.
I like that. That was good.
Which is I couldn't miss out.
How you spelt it out, I thought that was really. I like that. I was clever. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it had to be done. But yeah, so yeah, brilliant. Honestly, I like them both, but the first one's always going to be my baby. I think no matter how many books I do, it's always going to be my baby. That one.
I think obviously the first one for me seemed like in more depth.
Yeah.
So how you felt at the time and what was happening around you, and smells and the atmosphere, and I think it was more it sort of drew you in.
Yeah.
And you were there with you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the second one, it's a bit more. Yeah, okay, you're out doing your investigations, but it doesn't seem to go in as much depth as the first book.
I get exactly what you mean, definitely.
For me, and for me personally.
Yeah.
And I did actually, I said to Michelle, I was like, because this book has now gone through 3 people, by the way, your first one.
Excellent.
So I was like, get me the other book back, because I need it back so I could just reread some of it again, certain bits, so I can just go back to both.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think the second one, especially the chapter about the wardrobe, I found very heartwarming. And as I say, I did read the chapter and I did go back again and read it again.
Yeah.
Because that was. Is lovely the right word? I don't know.
It was scary, but yes, it was.
I know.
It was. No, I understand what you mean. Yes, it was kind of close. I'd say that's the word I'd use. I'd put it was very close emotionally. It was very intense.
Yeah, and it was also nice to find out about the reason why your friend blew you out as well that day, because there was more to it than what you thought, and that does happen, especially at the age that you're portrayed in the book. You're portrayed in the book.
Yeah.
Some people do jump to conclusions why something's, you've not gone out with your friend, and sometimes there is more to it than actually what meets the eye, and that was quite nice that you touched upon that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I as I say, I got quite emotional about that, to be fair, because I thought, wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, it was intense. It was. Yeah, I think when spirit find a way to come through to you and give you such kind of clarity in what they want to get across, they'll find a way to do it. And the mindset that I was in that night, it was just, I was open to it. I was ready for it. You know what I mean? My spirit was more open to their interactions. So
Yeah. Have you ever had anything like that happen since then?
I had a reading with somebody whose grandkid had lost their life in a very kind of traumatic way. They only gave me their first name when they came to see me, and as I was reading for it, I just felt this horrible feeling, like just a cold feeling, just like I was out of breath. It was that kind of intenseness, and the spirit wasn't coming through clearly enough for me, but the images that they were showing me kind of really hit home for the person whose grandkid it was. And so yeah, I think that was it. Hit that I had a couple of days off after that reading, actually, to be quite fair. It was that kind of intense. So yeah, I have. I think it can be quite rare because sometimes the spirit aren't ready to come through if they pass away in a certain way, or it's like accident or anything like that. They're not ready.
No.
So
I mean, the thing I had one, she'd hanged herself,
yeah,
and when she did finally come through to talk to me, she put the depression on around my throat.
yeah,
And I was like, you need to step back because you affected me. It,
yeah,
it was really heavy,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
person I was reading for got really emotional. She's why
yeah.
is she affecting you like that? It's like she's just telling me what has happened, and
Mm,
that's the only way she could get that across.
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
I'm fine. She's not coming across as aggressive or anything. It's just the
No.
way she wanted to explain it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And it
I
was,
get that.
really sad because she'd done it and her dad took her down from the tree, but she could see
Yeah,
her dad taking her off,
yeah,
and that upset her more. But
yeah,
she wasn't gone to witness
yeah,
what she'd done.
yeah,
Oh, got goosebumps thinking about it.
yeah. Yeah, it's not a nice thing, is it?
Yeah,
It's, but we have to do these kind of things. We have to kind of go a lot. We have to do what we have to do with them.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
sometimes saying it as it is, well, it has to be done.
It does. It wears you out. It can really whack you out.
Yeah, it can.
So I need to get back doing
100%.
that. Actually, I've not done one for about a year. I need to get back onto that.
Hey, you can come to my development circle. I told you, come
I
along.
know. It's just I do
You see-
nights,
Yeah,
and
no.
my family miss me. I go out a lot already, and like ghost hunts and that, and they miss me already. So it's like
Yeah,
another night. It's like it's impossible.
You see, I've always found though, it's like for me, I want somebody to come through so much, and I think the more you want them to come through, they don't.
No.
yeah. I think
And
everybody's got an ideal, haven't they? Everyone's got
Yeah.
someone.
yeah, I've found that an awful lot, and I'm
Yeah,
actually waiting for a telling off, which is quite bizarre.
It's not come yet.
And I can't settle
yeah,
until I've had that. I
yeah,
can't let it go,
yeah,
and it's really weird because
yeah.
I've waited now for it'll be 11 years,
Wow.
and I've been to see mediums before, and never comes through. The
Yeah.
person never comes through, and
Well,
it's
I'm in talks with a venue to try and get a bit of a clairvoyant dem going on as well. So feel free to come to that.
that'd be good.
It's going to be a bit of a mixture of a book signing and a clairvoyant night.
Ooh.
So
That sounds good.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be fun indeed.
Send us the details, and we'll advertise for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
As
no,
soon as it's set, I'll sort that out with you. Definitely.
yeah. So the other thing that intrigued me in your book was down the Grange.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
Sorry, that's not paranormal.
Sorry.
It's my husband messing with the light. Fuck off.
It's spooky. No, it isn't. It's the hubby.
It's not. It's Andy. It's Andy.
Oh dear. Yes. The Grange.
Yeah.
The Grange.
So how many years ago was it that you?
Oh crikey.
I know. I'm just trying because I'm Hubble Scout born and bred.
Yeah.
And obviously, I used to knock about down there years ago when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's changed quite a lot since. So I'm just trying to sort of picture
It was
how
around,
many sort of years ago it was.
It was around, I think it was about 2008, was it 7, 8, something around
Okay.
there. So it wasn't like a million years ago, but it was. I went down there quite recently. Hold on, the cat's attacking me. Bear with me. There we go. Yeah, I went down there quite recently, and there's literally there's like a big track, a bike track down there, and it doesn't look as wild as it used to. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
and that's why I sort of wondered when it was, because my son literally lives down there now. Now the bike track's down there.
Yeah.
But I remember how it used to be before, so that's why I was curious about sort of when it was.
Yeah, but I remember being told about this house that used to stand there, and they called it a witch's house, and I did try and Google it more recently actually, because I was thinking how much the place has changed, and I got a few weird images, but I wasn't sure. You know what Google's like. You can type in haunted house Colville and it comes with Colorado or something, you know. So you can't. But there was a few little stories that I did find down there as well, you know. So that was interesting. But I remember once because my mum used to work at the Discovery Park, and they had this big staff bonfire thing in the Grange, and I was a lot younger then, but I remember sort of walking around in the woods and feeling creeped out back then. So when it came to being down there on my own and seeing what I saw, it was just you kind of question yourself. You kind of like thinking, am I actually seeing that? No, there's definitely somebody there. And then all of a sudden, when they're next to you it's like, wow, you know. And I think that's possibly one of the closest times I've thought that something's demonic down there. I mean, I don't know what other people think of Black-Eyed Kids. You know, there's so much of a mixed feeling about it, but I think that was a whole host of energy and something nasty, something otherworldly, kind of grabbing hold of that and trying to kind of tempt you in. Especially when it had this other spectre that was with it. You know, it just seemed like the more horrific one was the kid, even though the other one looked scarier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd only ever heard of the kind of the thing about it before, you know, the Black-Eyed Kids. I'd only read certain parts about it, and I passed it off as bull. You know what I mean? I just thought it was people making something up or people seeing a spirit that was like it. You know what I mean? So it was.
I've never seen a child with black eyes.
No.
No.
It's the feeling that comes with it. You know, do you know when something feels wrong, when something just doesn't, you know, and your experience when it comes to investigation. So, you know, when you kind of see spirit, but you're sort of expecting it, you know, it's otherworldly, but it's what you expect. This kid had a different energy about it, and what was that? A great big bang there, or was that on my end?
I think I had something come through on my phone.
Oh, right, that's okay. Yeah, it just felt off. It felt wrong, and I just felt horrible. I just felt like I couldn't be there, and it couldn't be there, and it was just after me. Do you know? It was horrible, a horrible experience.
I think as well with it being portrayed as a child, I think makes it worse. To be fair.
Yeah.
Because normally you'd associate a child with, you know, it'd be like, oh hi, you know, and you sort of
more look after it rather than,
you know, sort of drawing you into drop down your guard maybe.
Or, you know. Oh, that's what I think. No, you see, I think that it appears as an innocent to kind of give you that, give you that.
Shapeshifter.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and there's some stories of cryptids and stuff that do just sort of take a form or take an appearance of something that you're not going to be afraid of to draw you in, and then, you know.
I've met one of them.
Yeah. you know, it's awful. It's pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say when I read that sort of chapter, I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
God, next page.
The house used to have a cellar. The house
Did
used
it?
to, yeah, the cellar's still there apparently. But
Is it
I'm not,
really?
yeah, but I'm not sure whereabouts it is. My mum was trying to find it with me the other week. Could we
Was she?
find it? Yeah, because she can remember the house. And she says, "Oh, what's left is the cellar."
Oh,
I
that's
You know what I
know.
might,
brilliant.
you know what I might do next week? I might go up to the library and have a dig in the archives, see if I can find
Yeah.
anything.
Do you know what we should do as well? We should go up with the dowsing rods and
I
see
was
if
gonna
dowsing rods
say, yeah,
can get us there.
Yeah,
let's go up there one day.
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
let's do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Get the
that.
dowsing rods out and see where they guide us to. Because if it's still there, that'd
They
be
should
pretty
pick up
cool.
on that easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
let's do that because I think. Oh, could you imagine find what you'd find down there if there'd be something, you know?
Yeah.
Because even talking about it now, I can just see totems, and you know, symbol. Just I can see something down there.
yeah.
I didn't know the cellar, anything about a cellar or. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant!
Yeah, my mum was on about it and we went looking for it. It was like, we couldn't find it. But we've
I'll,
put dowsing
what
rods,
let me have a look what I'm working on Monday. I might go up the library. Because it's open now, isn't it?
Yeah. My
Let me
girlfriend's
have
just
a look.
said,
I'm
"Can
having a
she
look.
come?"
Yeah, why not?
Yes, Becky, you come along as well.
Right, so on Monday, I'm on a short shift. So Monday, I finish at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Let's do Monday night.
Should we do Monday night?
I'm working.
How are you? Oh,
What?
damn.
Let's do Monday afternoon.
Could do because I'm on a night shift, 7 o'clock start.
Oh,
Or,
there you go. You see?
or I'm off on Wednesday.
I'll have my kids Wednesday this week.
Okay, right, okay. Let's have a look.
Anyway, we'll discuss that
Yes.
after. Let's
Yeah,
carry on talking.
let's chat
But I want
afterwards.
it now.
Shut up. Carry on with the chat. I have to keep in check, you know.
Oh well, there you go. You see, cracking that whip.
I do.
I can see.
Investigation.
I'm
We
so
might find a
bossy.
cellar and there might be stuff in it, Michelle. Come on.
There could be treasure.
Exactly. Just think like any old newspapers or dates or anything. Oh my God, we need to go.
Come on then. Let's cut short. Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Guys.
Sorry, we'll go live when we get there.
Yeah. Oh,
The only problem is there's some travellers up there at the moment.
is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we read your book. Well, I didn't. Tracy did. And then decided that we was going to go down and have a little nose, didn't we?
Yeah.
But
yes.
we didn't.
No, bless you.
Yeah. Well, we just didn't want to leave the car.
No.
Yeah.
Me.
Can't really drive through them woods.
Not really. Well,
No.
I didn't know about going in the back way. About going in.
Through
I
the
always call it the
fields.
miners' welfare end.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, that's,
Yeah.
Crikey, the miners' welfare. That's going back a bit, isn't it?
There you go. You see. Now I'm
See?
showing my age. So.
Black Sabbath played there. My dad remembers. Crikey.
My uncle used to play for the cricket team there, and me and my brother used to roll down the bank.
I used to roll down the bank.
Did you? There
Yeah.
you
Used to
Let's go
sledging
sledging
down
there as well.
I
Yeah.
did.
It was
In the
brilliant
milk
there.
cart.
Yeah. Oh, crikey.
And
Going
we
back.
watched. I watched the wrestling there as well. It was Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks.
Giant
as well.
haystacks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
paranormal.
yes.
What is your plans, Andy, for the future?
My
I'll have a
plans
word
for-
for you after, Mrs.
I think the plan is to carry on doing what I'm doing. Also, kind of, we did an investigation of a pub. I'm still needing to finish off the editing on that. So, I want to investigate private residences as well. You know, I want people to talk to me about their own hauntings and me kind of going around there and sorting out what's there.
Yeah.
Late, there's been a few quite bad hauntings lately as well. I think it's the whole COVID thing and the energy around it affecting and drawing things. It's affecting people's mental health, which kind of bring in that negative energy as well. And before you know it, people have got drawn in a spirit that's causing a bit of mayhem for them. So I kind of want to document a few things like that. But the books, and kind of getting back to my roots of my clairvoyant demonstrations and stuff like that. That's on my plans at the minute.
Yeah.
You see, it was nice in your book how you sort of explain how you sort of found yourself really,
Yeah.
and how you, because I know what it's like not to fit in, and in
Yeah.
your book you're saying really realistically the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you felt like you were different. You felt like, you know, obviously you have this gift, but at the time you don't really know it's a gift, and sometimes it's a hindrance, and you know you don't want it, and you know. But
Yeah.
it's nice to actually see and sort of hear about your progression into more or less accepting that that's your gift, and that's,
Yeah.
you know, that's what you've been put here for. I mean, I
Yeah.
know that sounds quite trivial, but you know
No.
you know where I'm coming from with that, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty tough sometimes. I think everybody wants to be different, but then when somebody's different, they want to be normal, or don't want to be as different. You know what I mean? And I think that's why when I kind of once when after the issue at the asylum, and where I saw this thing outside of the asylum as well, and I went around traveling for a little bit. That was me kind of going la 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 la. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. But even out there, I remember landing in Rome after sort of a 20-hour boat trip from Spain, and landing in Italy, and getting to Rome at about 10:30 at night, and we were buzzing still from the journey, and we walked around the outside of the Colosseum, and possibly not the best place for a psychic to be around, but it was.
Not really.
It was just like I remember I met up with this gal, and she was like, oh wow, this is really good, look, because you can kind of see through the gates and stuff at the Colosseum on the outside, and I was just sort of a bit hesitant, and just like, what's up with you? And I was like, well, it's because I can see this here and that's there, and I'm freaked out the hell by that tunnel, and no matter where we went, there was a little bar in Dublin, and I wouldn't go to the bar. I said, "Well, you can get the drinks. You can get the drinks." Just because I was so drawn to this bit, and I didn't like it. So I think you can run so far before you're kind of drawn back to where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no,
So
I quite enjoyed that part where you were sort of talking about, that you sort of accepted it.
yeah,
You couldn't run from it anymore. Wherever
no,
you ran, it was going to follow you anyway. So you might as well just
yeah.
give in.
You can't open the door without even when you try and close that door, it's almost like it's jammed open, or it eases back open. You can plead ignorance for so long before you just think, oh, sod this, I've got to do it. It's just got to be done. I don't regret getting back on my path, because it's where I am today, and I'm pretty happy where I am today.
Yeah.
I think my problem is having the confidence in myself. I
Yeah.
have done readings and have been good, but when you've not done them for a while, it's hard to just think, okay, I can do this.
It is,
What I mean?
Yeah, completely.
With my cards, I'd love to go on the group and do it live, but because I'm dyslexic, I have to type everything down on my computer to read what people are saying.
Yeah.
It takes me longer, but I do get there.
Yeah.
But it's having that belief in yourself that you can do it.
Yeah, it is, and we put too much pressure on ourselves in everything. Being human, that's what we do. So it's about just kind of putting all that in the bin, and just going, what, sod it, it's what I'm going to do. And it's easier said than done. But I think how I do it, I always pretend I'm on stage, and I'm Stage Andy. Stage Andy is not afraid of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Stage Andy can do what he likes, and that kind of puts me in that mindset. But then again, all you need is one bad reading or one ignorant person to knock you back down. But that's when my stand-up comedy part kicks in, and I start heckling them back. It's. I think you just need to get into a certain mindset, and you've got to. I always teach my students that don't be afraid of no's. Don't be afraid of I don't knows. Just work a different way of giving it. Just ask for something different, because spirit only can work with what we know. It's no good if there was a rocket scientist come through to me telling me equations and stuff. I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You have to work with what you know, and if I went back to basics, I'd get spirit to give me a guitar chord, or show me this, or show me a picture, and go from there. But I get what you mean. It is hard when you've not done it for a
I
while.
get shown rooms and
Do you?
outlines. Yeah, like they show
Yeah.
me rooms and how they're
Yeah.
laid out, and I
Yeah.
have to quick scan the room, scan them, and get all the information to
Yeah.
pass over. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
you
always tell
know,
my students to work with their passions. If somebody's a passionate reader, get Spirit to show you a book, or get Spirit to show you a chapter or a character, and work
yeah,
from there. Oh, what does that mean to me? Oh, well, it means this. So there's a situation around you, and just building that story up. There's so many things that I'll use Glee episodes and Glee characters because that's always fun. But so I think you'll find your confidence again. You'll find a way.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one card reading, and she was like, "Oh no, I've just started a job." I went, "You're going to be looking for another job. You will be." And she's like, "No, no." And then she messaged me a couple of days later. She went, "Yeah, they got rid of me, and I'm looking for a job." I'm like, "Sorry."
But
It
this stuff happens, doesn't it? It does. This stuff
yeah,
happens.
it does.
So I had a good reading from Paul actually.
Did you?
Yes, although I did tell him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite funny. It was funny. It was in a funny way.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can feel free to tell Paul off.
Oh no, he was brilliant. He's brilliant,
Good.
Yeah,
honestly.
he is good.
Good.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Everyone struggles on me though.
Do they?
People don't read me very well at all. I've
Oh,
never had. It's a challenge. I've
I
never
was going
had
to
a good.
say, I like a challenge.
I've never had a good reading.
No?
I don't know. If it's because I did it myself, or maybe there's a block there. I just don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, I'll accept that challenge.
Yeah, there's also a lot more to me than meets the eye as well, Andy. So
Oh,
you're also
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Troublemaker.
Trouble.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is just remember that I've been a barmaid since I was 16, so I put a front on all the time.
Yeah. You should never feed a medium.
I don't need to feed anybody.
I mean, me and
Everybody
Tracy's
knows my background in pub work anyway. So
me and Tracy's got a really good connection because when she's not, happy or something's going off, I know before I even ring her.
Yeah.
Because we've got
Well,
a good connection.
yeah, it's part of the soul family, that is. It's possibly you knew each other in a
Yeah.
past life, anything like that. It could be.
Yeah, she knows vice versa as well.
So
Yeah.
you know your spirit guide then, Andy.
Yeah.
So what do you call her?
She has many names. I can say her name properly now.
Yes.
Her name is Yvonne, or I
That's
call her Ronnie. She's not called Yvonne, as I thought she was back when she spelled her name out.
I know, I
didn't
loved it. It's brilliant.
I didn't realise it started with a Y. So well, that's yeah. She still winds me up about that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
How many spirit guides do you have?
I have 4. I have Yvonne or Ronnie or Yvonne, whichever one you want to call her. She was from a past life, and she was kind of a 1940s midwife who, with a mouth like a sewer, and somebody who delivered a child of mine. So that was. I
thought that was absolutely brilliant. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah. But it was the fact that I researched what she told me with the dates and the situation, and it was there, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll believe that. But yeah, I have Ronnie, and she could. Well, I'll say she comes and goes. If I listen to her, she buggers off for a little bit, but she does she's my main guide, and I do listen to her and hear from her, and we chat.
You do listen to her now, though, don't you, Andy? Because in some of his book, people, he's a bit naughty. And he didn't listen to her very much, did you, Andy?
No, I must say I didn't know. You learn from your mistakes, ignorance of youth and all that sort of stuff. And she can be very motherly, and we don't always listen to mother, do we?
No.
You see, but yeah.
As my children found out today, funnily enough.
But no, so we have Ronnie. We have a guy called Paul, who's more of a mystic kind of guy. He's there when I do my healing. I have very, very rarely I have a certain family member that comes through, but that's kind of more when I need them, more when I'm kind of feeling low or something. And I have an animal guide called Clark, who's a penguin.
Wow.
Well,
Oh.
I wanted an animal guide, and I kind of went into meditation, and my intent was to find an animal guide, and I'd want a purpose for it, and this little rockhopper penguin came along, and so I remember the meditation. I was literally sitting on what looked like one of those big glacier mints in my meditation, and this penguin was there, and I said, "Okay, what can I call you?" And it went, "Ah!" I went, "Oh, so Clark." It just stuck. But he's there. It sounds daft, but he's there whenever I need to be grounded, or whenever I forget my purpose or forget what it's all about, and I kind of see real nature, like natural scenery, and kind of feel the energy of the earth and the water, and just go from there. But he makes me laugh, and I love his meditation probably more than any of the others I do. So he's probably one of my favourites. Sorry,
I have
Ronnie.
a lion. I have
Sorry?
a lion. I have a
Do
lion,
you?
and
Oh
he's
wow.
my gatekeeper. He keeps the bad ones out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
You do need somebody to bollock the bad ones, You need somebody to.
He sits there very calmly and very proud with his head high.
Oh, bless.
Yeah,
Do you have a name for him?
No, I haven't given him a name. I've not really asked his name.
Yeah.
I asked him to come. I asked him to
Yeah.
come when I get a bit scared sometimes. He'll come and,
Yeah.
But no, I'm not asked his name. I should do really. That's rude of me.
Yeah, I normally like to ask him for a name just to forge that connection a bit more, but if he doesn't give me one.
I think I just call him my gatekeeper because that's what I class him
Yeah.
as. Because
Yeah.
he keeps, massive things getting too close.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, give him a name anyway, or just Gatey.
Yeah, Katie.
It helps.
I'll ask
Yeah,
him. I think I'll ask him.
Yeah, I think we all need an animal guide. I think it's nice to kind of touch back to to forget all this that we've made and all the things that come with our lives, and just go back to something that's more primal, more natural.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's very proud. He is. I love how he just sits there and he's always facing that way. Oh, it's probably the opposite way because it's he's one of the ways.
Yes, one of those ways.
Yeah, and he's just his head's high, and he's so proud of doing his job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Sorry, I've just read a message from Becky. Sorry.
What does it say? Oh, mine was a crab. Yes. I don't need to explain the jokes about that when we're doing meditations about animals, do we? I don't need to explain the joke there. Yes, most of my students have an animal guide. I think Paul's is an eagle, and I think Becky's is a crab, and we've got a few different ones.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it was nice to hear that about your spirit guide actually in your book.
Yeah.
So if anybody hasn't read it, buy it because it's really good.
it's a nice read. You can go in the bath and just chill for an hour or two and just read it.
Yeah, definitely. But it was nice how you sort of, as I say, with the spirit guide thing, and obviously there is a bit of a taboo around Ouija boards as well, as you know all too well, same as we do. So it was actually nice to actually read something about that and your experience with Ouija boards in the book, because as I say, it is a bit of a taboo subject, so I quite like that you touched upon it.
Yeah, I didn't want people to always be afraid of it, and I get this. I get why people are cautious of it, because in a way it's actually spelling something out, and that will freak somebody out, especially if nobody's sort of cheating or anything like that. I think it's going to be scary, and a lot of spirit are drawn to the light, so they're gonna say, oh, I'm this person, even if they're not that person. So that's where your healthy dose of skepticism should come in. If you're my granddad, what was your name? No. Oh, you'd know your name. Do you know what I mean? At least give me your initials. T? No, it's not that.
Have you had any bad experiences?
I've had 10 to the dozen. I really have. I mean, I've been told I'm going to die. I've been like, okay, yes, I am. Next question. I find it really. I've had experiences where I've done a Ouija board and the candles are blown out, or something like that. But that's just energy. It's nothing to me. That's nothing demonic. It's nothing dangerous coming from the board. To make something like a Ouija board dangerous, you'd need to put in way more than just your finger on a glass. It's in my opinion. You'd need certain bloodletting ceremony. You'd need a certain phase of the moon. You'd need certain rites, and you can't not. Crikey, I don't think anybody would know how to do it unless they were kind of into the occult strongly. But there's not the only thing I think human fear and the imagination is one of the worst things you can get with a Ouija board because if somebody's
for me, I think if you're a negative person, then you'll draw negative in.
yeah.
I mean, that's why me and Tracy do Ouija board now, because we're both positive, and that's all we're going to get coming through is positive.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want. But other people, they want the demonic coming through.
Yeah.
And then that's when it comes a problem, or they've got like a mental health problem as well.
Yeah.
It brings in negative energy in sometimes.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You
see, I mean, I agree with that, but I think you can want all you like, but you ain't going to get, unless, like I said, you've got a full rite and bloodletting and all this sort of stuff, you're not going to get something demonic that's not already there, I've had so many spirits saying, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And normally I'll say, go on then, prove it. Because it's spirit like the attention. The more attention, the more fear they get. That can give them strength. And like you said, if somebody's unstable, they're going to drag that in anyway. And that's when your imagination goes squiffy, because once you acknowledge spirit, they acknowledge you back and they build strength from you. They use our energy. So if this is a negative energy and you're already in a negative mood, that's going to enhance that. And that again is where problems start. And that's where people start to believe that they've got this problem, or this is here, or this is out to get you, whereas it's a manifestation. A lot of the time it's a manifestation of your own energy and the spirit's feeding off of it. I always find that every bad Ouija board story normally starts with either I was really drunk, I was really young, or my granny told me not to. And that's not everybody. I'm not putting everybody under one category there, or one of the three categories, but it's just an experience, on a ghost hunt. I don't want to touch that. Why not? Oh, I did one when I was really young. That was your stupid fault. When you're a kid, things look exaggerated. I used to jump off the sofa, and I was jumping off Niagara Falls. It's just.
It's the same movie, though. They exaggerate it, don't they?
What's that? Sorry.
The movies, they all exaggerate it.
Exactly.
And then people watch that and think, oh yeah, it's norm.
Most haunted exaggerate things, it's I tell you what though, if it wasn't for these sort of things, we wouldn't have a job as a ghost hunter, because
they've made it norm, haven't they? They've made it more acceptable.
I used to love watching Most Haunted, the lives on Most Haunted. I used to be one of those on like typing in and talking to them, and, oh guys, watch out for this room, oh be safe, all this sort, but it was the energy you put in there, and it gets your interest going. And if there wasn't, it'd be like, oh, you're a ghost hunter. Ugh. Who are you going to call? That's when all these stupid jokes come out.
I got called a witch.
Did you?
Yeah, I was a witch.
Yeah.
What did you say? Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. And?
They're on there.
Yeah, look, there you go.
Yeah.
That was right. So I just didn't know myself.
Yeah. I think that the movies and that lot, they give us good because they give us attention, but then also it puts people in this really stupid mindset of you go into a haunted house and everything's going to happen, but chances are it won't, because you know what it's like. You can sit in a haunted location for 8 hours in one room and you'll get two things or one thing. And people think that you're going to go into a room and you're going to float, or there's going to be a table thrown at you, or it's.
What do you think to the Estes method then? Have you watched a few of our things we've been doing?
I've seen a few bits that you're doing, and I don't think you've got a bad. I like the fact that you're unique. You know, everybody seems to have their own opinions, and I think that's important. You don't all run to this is what we've got to do, this is what you got to do. You know, everybody kind of gets involved in their own way, and I think that's what has to be done
Yeah.
because spirit will interact with different people's different energies. You know, it'd be no good if you were all being a medium. You know, it'd be no good if you were all being a skeptic because the other spirits are going, I want to speak to the other one. Why can't I? You know, and
we
I
usually
think
pretty much know who they want to speak to, and we pretty much
yeah,
know what equipment they want to use.
yeah, yeah,
You know, what is half of the battle sometimes.
yeah, yeah. But you know, so I think I like the fact that you've got the gear that you've got. You know, back when I started this, what you had was an EMF meter
Yeah.
and some dowsing rods.
Yeah.
You know, that was an expensive kit. You know, but then they brought in the Franks boxes and the EVPs and K2 meters, and you know,
I think
I
we're
think
lucky because we make a lot of our own, so that
yeah,
saved us quite a bit of money.
yeah,
But it is hard work.
yeah.
Very hard
I
work.
think on me personally, I don't like to use a lot of kit. I'm one of these people that I like the traditional methods, your dials and
You
rods, your
do.
pendulums.
That's,
I
yeah.
like I like using pendulums. I do, and I like whenever I did an investigation for the public, it was always my job to get people hands on. We used to do human pendulum and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which loads of people didn't do until it seemed like, and this isn't me saying I was responsible for it, but I was with a group called Twilight, and all of a sudden I thought, well, let's use this as a let's use people, and we did it, and then all of a sudden everybody was doing it. I think, people with this, what's that all about, you know? But I think I like personally to use ourselves. It's always fun.
Yeah, I mean, we have all this kit,
Yeah.
and then, you know, we'll end up just using the dowsing rods or
Yeah.
something, or
one of my
or the other
favourite.
day,
Love dowsing rods.
the other day they just spoke through me, didn't they, Trace?
Yeah.
They literally just spoke through me. I had nothing on, and they were just speaking straight through me.
Yeah.
And you know, there was no equipment. Only Gordon, he was going
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But you know, I think sometimes having an event pod going off is a bit of validation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It is, and it's
yeah,
nice that my problem with things like K2 meters and things like that is that they're so easy to cheat.
yes,
You know,
with live.
yeah, they're so you know you could have your hotspot on a phone, it'll go off, or you
Yeah,
could just all of a sudden get into Signal and it goes off. You can use the garage keys and they'll go off. You know, and I think
yeah. I mean, that's why we try and debunk.
yeah, you
You
do, you
know,
have to. But again, the
yeah.
healthy dose of skepticism I think is useful.
Because what I do is, if it's going off on the floor, I'll step away from it so the camera's not
Yeah.
too close to see if it's still going. And we was at a banding workshop, and I said, "That you doing it?" And through the SS method, he says, "Of course." I says, "Well, can you do it again?" "Okay." And he took it straight across. I was like,
Yeah,
"Thanks."
yeah.
You
No,
know?
it's you do have to get validation because yeah, it's not everything is paranormal, but I think
No.
that's one of the things that I like, you know, getting that validation.
Getting that validation. I
Yeah,
love the SS method. I mean, Tracy does it absolutely superb.
yeah, yeah,
You know, and some of the
Definitely
stuff
my thing, that is, I think.
it
yeah.
is. But my spirit guide told me to tell Tracy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been left in all sorts of places with that on. They just leave me, Andy. They just leave me
They
on
just
my own.
leave you.
I put a camera on, I'm supposed to watch her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
until
You
it's like
see.
go off.
And then when I start winding the spirit up because they've been naughty.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
just
part
leave
of the
me.
fun. That's part of the fun. We used to have
It was until one day that she did that, and then actually my face changed, and she like panicked.
yeah. Well, I remember when I started my own ghost hunting company, and we were active for about a year or so. I had this one guy, Nick, with me, and we used to call him Spirit Bait because anywhere that nobody wanted to go, or if there was anywhere it was particularly dark and spooky, we'd go, go on, off he'd go, and he'd just stand there. You know, it was brilliant. But yeah, I like putting people in dark corners. It's always fun.
I'm the bossy one. I tell people where to go.
Are you?
And I get told where spirit guides tell me what to do and tell me who's going to do what, and I just deliver it.
See, I need to come on one of your. I need to come on one of your investigations. You can put me anywhere. I don't mind.
To be honest, my team are really good because they just do it. They don't backchat me.
But that's the confidence you need with your readings. You see. tell them what's happening.
Do you ever keep in touch with the group that's in your book? Have you
I
ever
don't.
You've not. I don't know whether you'd ever sort of spoke to them since or anything.
No, you know what? I think life happens and people fall out and just I don't like drama. I don't tolerate people if they're ignorant. So I think I'd love to catch up and like meet the guys from the asylum. But like I didn't have
because that was lovely. That was how they just helped you and stuff.
It was lovely. Yeah, in ways it was lovely.
Well, yeah,
but yeah, no, it was yeah. I think I would sort of like to, you never know, they might read my book and think, Jesus, find him. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
So if you got, I've not used their real names, of course, but
when I read that in your book, that is one place that I always wanted to go, and I never got to go.
It's not down now, isn't it?
It had. There's houses there now, isn't there?
But there's still the drive bit, the pillars.
Yeah, the gate
in and out. They're still there.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a weird place to find though, because like there was just a lay-by, and it's just climbing through the woods, and all of a sudden you kind of get to the top and poof, it was there, and it was like House on the Haunted Hill. It was it had a real heavy feel to it, and especially
with the kind of houses being haunted.
Oh yeah, same as the apartments where the Towers was in Leicester, the Towers Asylum. I remember when before they were all renovated and stuff, they hired the Towers out for ghost hunts and stuff.
Really?
But you only had access because they were charged about £1,000 a night for like to hire the place, and you only got sort of one of the wards and the nurses' quarters. You didn't get sort of where the cells were or anything like that. So.
Wow.
But again, that's the curse of ghost hunting. That people charge heaven and earth for a venue now.
They do. I mean, we've been really lucky because we've met another team when we was out, and they were like, "If you want to come out with us, we'll give you half price, and you can do your own investigation while you're there." So yeah, we've managed to go in Derby Jail next month.
Yeah.
So basically, they'll do one side of the jail, and we'll do the other side, and then swap over.
Oh, fantastic!
And we've had it for half the price, and it's like,
that's pretty good. That's
and
pretty
then we've
good.
got one just before Halloween, didn't we? The baths, and that was
Smethwick baths.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, honestly, what was Andy? Somebody who's the manager there. I haven't spoken to him in years. Smethwick baths is incredible.
Oh,
I was going to say the history is awesome on that place, isn't it?
He's honestly, it was. I remember walking down, like going in the tunnels under there, and he was walking with me, and we were talking. I was like, right, this is. I don't know why, but this is what I won't give you spoilers, but we'll talk.
His name, Andy something.
I think it's Frost or Andy somebody, but yeah.
We
anyway.
met him, Trace. Thing.
Yeah.
Who did the drawings?
Yeah. He's lovely.
Oh, he was a really kind of nice guy, but you won't be disappointed with Smethwick baths, and it was a decent price to hire as well. It wasn't ridiculously priced. I think I paid about £400 for that place.
Well, we got it cheap, and we can do our own thing.
Happy days.
I know.
Well, unfortunately, we're nearly at our time, which is absolutely. I'm gutted. So I'm going to say to everybody that obviously if this is going to get shared quite a lot. So everybody, if you haven't already bought it, buy it. Go on Amazon, buy it. It is really, really, really good.
Only $6.99.
It's cheaper It's cheaper this one as well. Go for it.
It is, and obviously you'll get to have a bit more of an insight of who our Andy Hopkins is, because it's really intriguing actually. And it goes into more depth of how he finds his spirit guides and local investigations, and if you're definitely from our area, around the Park Road area, you'll know exactly where he's talking about. Although
Yes.
names aren't mentioned in it, which is very
No,
clever.
I couldn't mention names just in case. Plus,
Exactly.
the certain ruins you're not allowed out past when it
Dusk.
gets dark either. So
Yeah,
I didn't
that's right.
trespass.
That's right. Yeah, but if you are from the area, you'll know that a lot of the things in this book are actually around our local area, which is even better because it's a cold rule based book.
Yes.
Which is absolutely fantastic.
Keeping it local.
If you haven't got both of them, and I'm losing my camera, you haven't got both of them like me, because I'm greedy and I like them because they are fab.
No, the second one's mine.
Well, yeah, all right then, okay. Go and buy them because they are absolutely fantastic. And if you're lucky, our Andy Hopkins might sign them for you too at an upcoming book signing that he's got coming on. So yes, that'd be fantastic. So I'd just like to say thank you so much, Andy, for coming on and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and hopefully we're going on a little investigation too.
Yes, let's do it. We can even go live. It'll be great.
That'd be fantastic.
We'll definitely go live.
Yeah, let's do it. Got it. Get the dowsing rods out. Let's go for it.
Oh yes, let's do it.
So thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.
See you soon.
Hold on a minute.
Oh,
guys,
sorry.
Don't forget that we're on YouTube, TikTok, SoundCloud, everywhere. And I want to say a big thank you that we've hit 1,000 on Facebook. I'm over the moon. Thank you so much for supporting us all. It's amazing. And we'll be out again soon. So
yes,
talk to you all soon.
Okay, thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And